How's it going, everybody? This is Ted, and this is Nerd Nonsense. I'm going to talk to you about a trailer that I seen that I actually forgot was happening. It was mentioned a year ago, and it was finally put into motion. It's coming out this year in March, I think. Don't quote me on that. I'm just guessing. I'm just doing this video out of the blue. The trailer I'm talking about is Spiral, the book from the book of Saw. If you don't know what Saw is, it's a horror franchise that started like in 2004, 2003, about this guy who puts these people in these like games of life and death to try to he puts them in there because he wants them to reevaluate their life because rather they did something bad or they're doing something bad, and he wants them to understand that you have a chance to redo your life, treat your life with respect, to do the right thing, even though he's doing a bad thing to you, is for you to, be like, oh my god, I almost died. I'm doing heroin, or I'm doing this, or I'm selling drugs and stuff like that, or I'm killing people. Maybe I should actually stop and rethink my life. That's what he wants you to do, because the guy who puts him in this trap, the Jigsaw killer, has cancer, and he was like well, not abusive, but he had a family and stuff like that, and he lost his wife and his daughter, and then he got cancer, and he just rethought his life, and he wanted people to re-see their lives like he did when he got cancer. I know that's kind of crazy, but yes. So this is, a lot of people say this is a reboot. I don't think this is a reboot because, first of all, they have the main theme song from Saw in the trailer. If you don't know, there's a main theme song that goes through all the Saw movies. It's the one that's on the breakdown at the end of the movies, the breakdown at the end of the movies, when they put everything together, they piece everything together back into the picture. But yeah. So this movie is, I don't think, is a reboot. I think it's a continuation. And what I'm very excited for about this is that it's following what I like to see in horror movies, because back then in horror movies you had like Friday the 13th, Friday the 13th Part 2, Part 3, Jason Goes to Hell, blah blah blah, right? It was like the story just broke off from its pathway. But now you have like Halloween and Halloween, and then the next two parts are going to end it and finally put like a cap over it and be like, all right, we're done. I sort of like that. I like how they're going back and redoing something, but not rebooting the whole thing with telling us the whole story again. You know what I'm saying? Because we get a lot of that. We get a lot of that a lot, and they rather hit and miss, and a lot of them are just miss. Like the last Friday the 13th and the Nightmare on Elm Street, like those were really really hyped up, but they were just like a five at best. Even though I love them because that I'm just a horror franchise kind of guy, but they were not the best and they didn't do well. But so Saw is taking this. So shout out to Chris Rock, because Chris Rock's the one who's producing this, and he's the one who pitched this to Lionsgate a year ago. And they really like something. A lot of people were like, "Oh no, Chris Rock, the guy who's on Grown Ups and friends with Adam Sandler, and the one who's everybody hates Chris. It's going to be a comedy or something." But it didn't seem like it. Just the trailer doesn't show that. And he said he's been a fan of Saw since it started, and he really had an idea, and he pitched the idea, and you know what? Lionsgate picked it up, and we get the trailer for it. Trailer starts off showing a Chris Rock's character. They're a detective with a new rookie detective. They're talking about how he just became detective, and Chris Rock's like, all right, he gets a distress call, and you see like this crime scene on a train track or a subway, and someone's like dead, and like you can just see like it's covered up, and then it goes to the next crime scene. He gets another call. It's another place, like in a junkyard. A car looks like it blown up or something, and it's saying this person is targeting cops. So this is where it differs from the original Saw series, because in the original Saw series he targeted random people who are abusing their lives and doing things they shouldn't be. And then now they're targeting cops, the ones that protect. Could they be crooked cops? Who knows? Could they be actual cops, or some actual guy who's going off these past Jigsaw murders and just taking it out on the cops? We don't know. So he says with cops. Samuel L. Jackson comes out, and like I watched this video of this guy because I like watching reactions a lot, and I watched this video of this guy. I really don't know his name. I just clicked a bunch of videos, but he said, like, and it's the same thing in Saw as well, the original series. They do this color shading thing where it shows like a flashback or present day. And with Samuel L. Jackson and Chris Rock scenes, they do have like different shadings of their scenery. So I don't know if one's in the present or one's in the past. Who knows? There's rumors that Samuel L. Jackson's playing Chris Rock's dad. Who knows? I don't know. Or maybe it's like his past. If he's getting a new, oh yeah, yeah. If he's getting a new, like a rookie detective, then that means, what if that was like his old partner, and then his partner died, and then he gets this new one, and Chris Rock is now, the veteran and not the rookie. Maybe so, I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. But they do play with the shading, meaning that one's in past, one's in present. They do that a lot in Saw. And then as time goes by, you see like people being put in traps in the trailer. You see that Chris Rock's trying to figure it out and he doesn't know what's going on. You see the spiral from the cheeks of the doll. Let me mention, by the way, Tobin Bell, the guy who played the original Jigsaw killer in the past story, is not going to be in this movie. So the villain or the person doing all this is someone completely new. So he's completely off of this show, and like this, like it's not like a reboot. I'm gonna say it's like a spin-off or like a continuation down the line, because obviously this is taking place. Because I first thought this was like a old school detective, like maybe the very first before the original Saw series. But as I see, they're playing modern music. It looks like it's modern time, or maybe in the future. So this looks like it's going to be taking place in the future after a long time after the first Jigsaw killings. So yeah, unfortunately he's not going to be in it, but I'm happy because he did his time. He did what he had to do in the last movie that came out in 2017, I think. I don't know. The final movie, Jigsaw. He did a good job in that. So shout out to him. But yeah, he's not going to be in this movie. And then time goes by, you see, traps. You see the spirals. You see that Chris Rock gets a box or something like that, and he opens it up. And at the end of the trailer, he's in the chair, and he's like in the chair. He's trapped to it by like a chain, and he picks up the saw, and he knows he has to cut off something. So that's a shout out to the old Jigsaw. But yes, so I'm very excited for this. I'm a huge fan of Saw. Josh isn't. He hates gory stuff and blood everywhere. I'm the kind of person it wasn't about the gore and everything with me with Saw. It was more about trying to figure out who it was, doing like the detective work for myself, like putting it all together. And I was hit and miss with a lot of them throughout the franchise because, I'm not that smart. But I got some right, got some wrong, so I'll be honest. And I really like that essence to a horror movie, other than having this person going around killing everybody and then trying to figure out how trying to stop them. This is an actual guy going around getting actual people with the actual reason behind it. We don't get that a lot in horror movies. It's rather just a possessed ghost or a doll or some guy who drowned in a lake or it's not that deep. And then Saw franchise, I feel like was a little deep. Yeah, they had to have some horror aspects. There's going to be gore in it. Obviously, they're in traps, but I really liked it, and I can't wait to see this movie. So let's talk about some more stuff that I think why this is based in the future. It's just because I don't think they're gonna go back and reboot it. Jigsaw had a good ending. I mean, usually when they reboot movies, it's they rather did bad or it's been like years. The last one came out in 2017. It's 2020, 18, 19, 20. It's been 3 years ago. So I don't think they're gonna reboot it because it's a bad franchise. Saw had like 8 or 9 parts if you don't include Jigsaw, because it's a Saw movie, I guess. 9 or 10 movies. So I don't think that if it was really a bad movie, I'm not gonna say that if it was a bad movie, it didn't have we wouldn't have multiple parts, but a lot of movies do that. But it was highly liked by a lot of people. Saw was a really good series as a horror franchise, and with that, I think there's a scene in the movie where it looks like they're in a church. Like I had to rewind it because I seen the church, but then I rewound it and you see people like in a group. I don't remember. I don't think I seen Chris Rock in that group, but maybe that's like a group of survivors from the previous or past. Yeah. What if it's like like the previous Saw, like just to tie it in, because just like every movie, like if it's like a reboot or it's a spin-off, you got to connect it to the original source somehow. So like what if that's like a past group of killers? I think a lot of people might be thinking that, because I don't want to be the one to be like, yeah, hey dude, I thought of it myself. But they have to have some kind of connection to it, because if this is taking place in the future and a long time from the last killing, so this has to be like way in the future. If it is, I'm not it's my opinion that I think it's a spin-off and not a reboot of the original source material. But it has to be some kind of group that has to, and Chris Rock doesn't know what to do, and he's going to go talk to a survivor. A lot of the main survivors from Saw are Dunzo, or Dunzo, so this might be someone that survived original Saw encounter, but we never seen him, and we'll just get his little story. Chris Rock probably ask him like, "Yo, this matches this from back then. But you can tell me about it." Maybe he'll mention that he attacked people because he wanted them to see the flaws in their life, with the throwing their life away, and that this new one's killing cops, and that's what makes it a little bit different. I wonder if the doll's gonna be in here. That would be cool, but I don't think the doll's gonna be in here. The spiral's like probably just gonna be a thing. Spiral's like the new jigsaw piece. Remember, he used to cut the skin off of people and make it into a jigsaw. Just to let you know, the spiral I'm talking about is the ones on his cheek. You know, remember the doll had the spirals on his cheek. That's what the movie's name is coming from. I guess that's the new jigsaw piece because this isn't a jigsaw movie. It's gonna be a spinoff or a reboot. Which I still think it's a spinoff. But yeah, so I'm really excited to see this because Chris Rock, like when I first heard about it, I was like, Chris Rock is that comedy guy. I never seen him do anything like that, and so him to say that he was a fan of the franchise and he got Samuel L. Jackson in here, so there's gonna be a lot of cussing in here. It's gonna be great. But seeing Chris Rock producing this was very surprising. I didn't think it was gonna be good. It's like one of those like a lot of people thought it was gonna be like when I read the comments to the trailer. A lot of people were like, I was waiting for that one liner, that cheesy one liner they always do and stuff like that. But no, there wasn't. I mean, there was a one about the detective's wife, but that wasn't like a one liner. It was like he was like being honest, like, dude, like your wife is gonna be upset that you're gone all the time. Like, it doesn't matter. But yeah, it looked great. I like the promotional poster they have for it, where he's standing at a street light and the red light is a spiral. I didn't see that till the second time I watched the trailer because then I kept clicking the Facebook ad. But yeah, so it's coming out March. I will go watch it. I doubt Josh will go see it because he's just, like I said, he doesn't like the gory thing. Maybe I'll ask Manuel to go with me. I'm not sure, but I will have a review for the movie when it comes out. I just hope the villain or the person who's doing this, I keep saying villain, but the person who's over here killing people in the movie, I hope it's not like his like long half son, or like I would like it would be a fanatic, like some Death Note stuff, like he would be a fanatic of the crimes, or someone who was like a child of one of the people who died in the traps, and he's just going off, and he's probably blaming the cops. Yeah, he's probably blaming the cops for not solving it in time, because at the end of Saw, he basically died himself. Like, he was dead himself. Like, dead himself. He basically killed himself in a sense. He was already dying from cancer. He didn't care. It was just whatever. So yeah, so maybe they were mad he didn't get to. He went out the easy way instead of like serving his time and when he's supposed to be doing. Because some people, like some of the survivors of Saw, seen what he did was good, and obviously everyone else thought it was bad. Obviously it was bad because it was murdering people, it was torturing people. Even though a lot of those people that were being tortured and murdered were really bad people, they had like um, child pornography. There was one guy who had like child pornography. There was one guy the guy who killed his wife and daughter. There was, there's a lot of people. There was even some good people. Like there was like some people in there who like there was like the second one was about a cop who I can't really remember what he did, but like he took Jigsaw took his son and put him in the games, and he was the only one that didn't do anything other than skip school and whatnot. But he was only in there because everybody else in the game, because there was like 5 or 6 people, were put away by the kid's father. So when they found out that that was his dad, they all turned against him and whatnot. That was the only thing that was tying the father cop into it, other than him doing some other things. But yeah, so like it's not the first time we've seen the cop in the games, and there's other detectives in the games. There's other people in the games before. It's not the only time. One of the detectives in one of the one of the Saw movies was actually the commander. Yeah, it was one of the commanders, and he was like a follower of him, and he was the one that was doing all the crimes. And eventually, he met his fate by the people trying to solve the crimes, the actual good cops. So it's not the first time we'll see cops being taken in these Saw games or these Jigsaw Spiral games, so it's not like it hasn't happened before. The cops are not always good in these movies. So it makes sense that maybe they're always targeting the cops. Maybe that's what I'm gonna predict in this video, that the person who are killing these cops are rather the ones that are bad cops, or he's just mad that the cops never caught the guy, and and then he went out the peaceful way and not the way he should have served his time for killing people. Yeah, but that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching this video. I can't wait for this franchise to start. This new franchise to start. It's gonna be great. Chris Rocks is gonna surprise a lot of people. I'm pretty sure. I hope so. But thanks for watching, guys. This is Ted, and this has been Nerd Nonsense, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye bye.